Warning. Warning. Warning.
You guys doing? Mike here from Tires to Go, and today I'm going to inform you about the amazing tools that Tires to Go provide to get the customers what they need. As you know, we have the real same as cash, but we also have Snap financing. We use Snap pretty much to provide the customers the same equipment as they were buying cash on payments. Isn't that amazing? Pretty much what we do, you come indoors, we get you the application right away, we'll get you approved, and we'll get you the safe, affordable tires that you need and pay it off in 3 months. Simple, easy, affordable. Why not come to Tires to Go, where you get the real, same as cash.
At Life's a Beach Realty, we're all about life on the beach. Stunning Panama City Beach and one of the most beautiful properties on the Gulf Coast, Shores of Panama. Radiant, elegant, and spectacular. Steps away from white sugar sand, every room overlooks the turquoise of the Gulf of Mexico. Come in for your tour today. Life's a Beach Realty is your gateway to Shores of Panama, the shores, and a whole lot more.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Tuesday edition with Sports Talk 49 live on BucsReport.com every Tuesday at 3:30. You know what time it is when you know it's 3:30. When you look at your watch, it's time to pick up your phone and tune in to Sports Talk. I'm Blake Anthony. This is my show on Tuesdays at 3:30. As always, we'll go through status quo. We're going to talk about the winner of the Mike Evans jersey for the charity giveaway, LeSean McCoy, the addition of LeSean McCoy to the team, officially signing today. NFL cutting down the opt-out date. Happy belated birthday to Tom Brady now. The XFL, Cameron Jordan's comments, Tampa Bay Rays, and the NBA, what's going on right now. Of course, it's a sports talk. We talk about all sports, and I appreciate everything you guys do for me, coming here, showing your love and appreciation to not just me, to everybody's show. And speaking of everybody else's show, let's take a look at that. I'm not going to read through everything. I want you to check out everybody here. Of course, you had Ask Me Anything by Nick Citro, always on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. You got me between 3:30 to 4:30 usually. It will go longer sometimes if need be. You got the A gap with the young Jacob. I can't never pronounce his name. Young kid Jacob. The A Gap 7 to 8 p.m. YouTube only. The Al Keck Show, of course, 8 to 9 p.m. And of course, finishing the night with the Sports Web by none other than the Spider, Peter Blake, and the Sports Web. What's going on, Misador? Yeah, so let's go. So let's just get right into it. We'll have the phone lines up shortly here, so you guys can call in and chat. And a lot of you guys are at work and you tune in while you're on the loo or wherever you get a free time, you check in. I know Deshaun always does that. Finds time to always check in. Make sure to check out my other article I put out. The recent one is understanding the 12 personnel package. Just try to give a brief rundown of how it works, being vertical passing and running, because it's essential. I know a lot of people were questioning about that and were concerned how it was going to be. a lot of the variations were with the 2012 New England Patriots when they played the Giants in the Super Bowl and was not successful against that. Yes, Misador, I love the background. It fits right in, especially with the BR colors and things like that. Misador, Indiana Buckaholic chapter president. So let's get into it. Without further ado, let's get into who the winner is of the charity giveaway. Drum roll, please. Elijah Khan. Elijah Khan, you are the winner of the Mike Evans jersey. If you don't get back within a reasonable time, I have to move on to the next person. Or if you don't want it and you just was there to do charity, that's fine too. I'll just move on to the next person. I'll reach out to you. But the winner is Elijah Khan, is the winner of the charity Mike Evans jersey giveaway. Congratulations, sir. And Tampa Bay appreciates you for raising that money up and helping out those that were suffering from the coronavirus. Yes, those suffering from coronavirus, but the loss of jobs and the things like that were going on, and that's currently going on in the community with financial situation because everybody's not affected the same way. But it took this time out to donate just like everybody else. So congratulations, Elijah Khan. Thank you there. Joseph Johnson, congratulations on two things. One, winning the free Pewter XL Mike Evans jersey. I'm going to have another jersey to give away for you guys. It's going to be a Tom Brady one, but I'll let you know what the charity is and the giveaway for that at a later time. Misador, we actually have OJ in the slot this season. Congratulations. Yep, appreciate it a lot. Yeah, we're going to get into all that today, Misador. We got it all up. I got exclusive practice video. We talking about practice. We talking about. I got videos of that. I even got the live shot of Lou Williams' dinner plate at Magic City. That's where you go to get wings. Scout's honor. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, I'm Blake Anthony. This is Sports Talk 49 live, always here on Bucs Report every Tuesday at 3:30. As I said earlier, you got the A-Gap coming up later on. You got the Al Keck Show 8 to 9. Then you got Peter Blake finishing up the night at 9 p.m. as he always does. Finish strong and do it right, do it light. Well, Peter doesn't do it light. 3 hours long. So let's get into it. Let's just get into the little small things. Tom Brady's belated birthday, since it was yesterday. We'll talk about it. And I got a message here from Rob Gronkowski. Who would know? Rob Gronkowski, birthday party, celebrating birthdays? Shocker, right? I don't think so. Check this out.
Happy 43rd birthday, Tom. What better present than throwing the football to me? You're welcome, baby. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day. See you on the field.
Happy belated birthday, Tom. I just want to really get into it. I just saw on Twitter, too, Michael Strahan put up his Super Bowl flexing picture, and Tom Brady responded back and said, yeah, we'll have to settle in on the field since I'm still reporting to work. Taking a shot at Michael Strahan because he's then retired, and Tom Brady is still playing at the age of 43, which he said he would, but it is what it is. And we got live practice video, but let me get into the most important, one of the most important things. Well, yeah, for right now, the king. I ain't gonna say the king. I said it has begun. Shady McCoy, and he just had an interview today. Joshua Cole, Alex Fleming, and all those guys were on the call, and Joshua got to ask LeSean McCoy about his role in the system. But first and foremost, let me give this man a proper introduction. LeSean, if you're watching this, let me give you a proper introduction. You know, he said, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Shady. Didn't really work out, did it? I tried at least. But anyway, let me stop talking and get that to you. I made up a nice little hype video for LeSean McCoy. I hope y'all appreciate it. I took time out of my schedule to make it. And I did it for you guys, for your entertainment. Are you not entertained? One of my favorite movies, Gladiator. Check it out.
I am told Tampa is the choice, and he will sign tomorrow.
Don't discount
LeSean McCoy.
Warning, warning, warning.
All across America, they are realizing that McCoy is as talented as any running back in the
pitch. It goes to McCoy. Gets a block. Easy touchdown by LeSean Shady McCoy.
And I want to make sure when the time's right, when I get the call and we agree on terms, that I'm the guy they're looking for, the LeSean Shady McCoy that people know of.
You heard the man. I want to give them the LeSean and Shady McCoy that they know that's as advertised. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Sports Talk 49 live on BucsReport.com, Facebook, Twitter, IG. Well, not all IG, but and it's all produced on the Landry Football Network that we're partnered with. Also, make sure to check out the sponsor, My Cannabis Card. Check out those guys, the website. If you need some more information, we can get that to you and reach out and get your cannabis card here. But ain't nothing better than Shady McCoy coming here than to eat some Lou Williams lemon pepper wings, as Peter was saying. And Lord knows, Peter loves wings. It's one thing Peter loves more than the sports web, and it's some damn wings. Well, I got a plate for you, Peter. I got that Lou Williams plate right there. Look at the sauce, man. What is that? What is that, hot sauce up there in the top right? I know that's their ranch. You know he's got to have the ranch with it. You got the lemon pepper wings on the right. What's that little barbecue there? And then a little Cajun on the left. That's the Lou Williams lemon pepper wing special, baby. Now, wouldn't you want to go to Magic City and get you a plate of that? It's so good, I covered my own face on my show with Lou Williams wings. I didn't want you to miss out on that. That's how important them wings were. I had to make sure. Lou Williams thought they were that important. So I damn sure had to make sure to put them up on my show so you could see the wings and not miss out on them wings. I know your mouth's watering looking at them. Lou Williams said it was worth $150,000 and missing 2 games for them damn wings. Damn, they look good. All right, let's move it on from them lemon pepper wings. As I leave it to Peter, he's the wing expert. Got all these bets out here for some wings and all that stuff. I leave that to him. Let's talk about the NFL cutting down the deadline to Thursday. What do you think about that? I know, right? Christopher Cole said he wants some wings and thighs. You see that plate, boy? You're going to sleep after eating that. That is no joke. The T formation. We'll talk about that too. I was talking to Alex Fleming about the T formation. I've only played against a couple teams that actually ran that, were actually really successful, but it's a good system if you run a lot of motions and catch the defense off guard. But that's not what that's not what Tampa Bay plans on running this offense. But there will be plays where there are 3 running backs in, all 3 in the backfield. I don't think so, but I believe there will be times where all 3 of them are on the field at the same time. So cutting down the deadline to Thursday, and then the addition with Devin McCourty's comments on that. Let me before I forget, I got the phone lines are up. 727-475-1882. You can call in and talk about any of the topics. Try not to be too long, like Frankie. Is he so elongated? Love the guy. But let's talk about what do you think? Like Devin McCourty feels that they're trying to cut it down because they're afraid they're going to lose more superstars, but you'll never get an official admitting that was the reason, or they're trying to cut it down so guys that are on the roster bubble won't get a full year's pay for opting out when they know they're not going to make the team. I mean, all those things should have been thought about, beforehand, and stuff like that. And the Players Association and NFL, you come to these agreements, and this is stuff that you need to iron out when you're talking about details and things like that. So stuff like this doesn't happen, as Peter Blake said yesterday on the show. Got a call coming in. Call you live on Sports Talk 49. Who you are and where you calling from?
I am Johnny in Pittsburgh.
Johnny, what's going on, my brother? You was in the absence yesterday. It's glad to hear you back live on the air.
Yeah, I was pushing it, man. The show was on at 3:30, and I was in the middle of something. I was like, oh, shit, I got to get on Blake's show. Okay.
I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate that, sir, because everybody knows your knowledge is most important, and you're one of the funnest people to argue with.
Yeah, you're one of my favorites to argue with, man.
Hey, how you doing?
We got to keep going. That's Tracy. Oh man, I called in about the McCoy thing.
Shoot.
But I also have something else I was wanting to talk about too, man. With Rogers.
Well, Johnny's good. That's it. Frankie tends to love him. Frankie tends to go have down memory lane when he's on live. You know.
Okay, as far as Shane McCoy, I see him being a specialist on the team this year. You know, he's getting up in age. He's going to be very good at what he does. And if they keep him in a limited capacity, I think he'll be a fine fit. But I've been trolling, man. I've been trolling in all these Green Bay Packer groups and stuff. And you guys don't like Brady, dude. They got the same thing going on over there that the Bucs had with Winston, man. But except it's on a personal level, not a football level. You know what I mean?
Right. You talking about in Green Bay?
Yeah. And half of those groups are saying sending to Tampa. So I'm willing to take him. What do you think about
that? Aaron Rodgers to Tampa?
Yeah.
It's a. I think we talked about this. If I remember, it's a strong possibility. I think me and you talked about it, where I made up the word hashtag ran a QB. I mean, with Mahomes setting the new. Ran a QB. I said with the whole Mahomes. Remember, I think we said that in the chat group. I said mark this day as the day where people are going to start spending in the rent a QB, the quick fix guys, instead of paying somebody $500 million. But it's a strong possibility because it works out technically. Aaron Rodgers, I said, I know Peter and them were talking about it. They didn't really go into depth, but I'll go into depth more about it. And I know you're older than me, and got a lot more knowledge, and you'll probably remember this as well. Aaron Rodgers is the same exact age Brett Favre was when they drafted Aaron Rodgers. Ooh, history lesson. I know.
Yeah, I was looking at the parallels there. It's very strange, man. It's like it was set up for that.
Yeah, they were Aaron Rodgers the same exact age when Brett Favre was a starting quarterback and they drafted Aaron Rodgers. Now in return, Aaron Rodgers is the same age as when they drafted, same age as Favre when they drafted Jordan Love. Yeah, and so and I know the head coach wants to be a running team, hence why he got one of my favorite backs out of the draft and A.J. Dillon to pair up with Aaron Jones out of backfield. They're going to be a pretty dominant running team and try to take some of the load off Aaron Rodgers. And from what I've been told, Aaron Rodgers, sometimes it's kind of unbearable to deal with. I don't know if it's the ego thing or whatever is going on out there. But let me get back to what you said previously. It can work out because Tom Brady will be done after 2 years, 45, what he said he wanted to retire at. Aaron Rodgers will be, 35 or something like that? No, yeah, about that, whatever it is. It'll be his 2 years will be up there because I'm sure he'll be gone, and the Packers owe him no money. There's no dead cap after 2 years with these next 2 years with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers can come in and service this team for however X amount of time they need him if he chooses to come here, because I'm assuming the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will still have all these offensive weapons or add to what they've lost. I mean, so I can see that happening. I wouldn't be mad at it.
I would. My question would be, how long will he last? Would that be a 3-year contract or 4-year contract? Because he's still kind of young and he's in good shape, dude. But my other question would be, what weapon? You just hit on it. What weapons will we have? Because either Evans or Godwin will be gone by then. You know that.
That's the realistic of it, yes. You're asking what weapons will be there?
One of those guys. Huh?
You're asking what weapons would be there?
Yeah, I'm thinking Johnson will be there if he's always shown that he can be. He'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely, he'll be there. Especially with his rookie contract, still would be in play there. His rookie contract will still be in play. Hard to say if Godwin will be there. If that happens, then obviously Evans might be out, or they want to ride with Evans. I don't know. That's a tough decision to make if they want to keep them. I for sure believe O.J. Howard will be gone. I don't see them extending him out. Cameron Brate possibly won't be there, but I'll say the best kept secret is always Tanner Hudson. That's been lack of play. Yep, lack of play by volume. Same thing as Ronald Jones. They got so much depth, and Tanner Hudson's fourth on the depth chart. Probably will never see the field unless they got specialized packages for him. And 3 tight end or possibly 4 tight end sets. It's possible that with this offense, you can run the ball and get vertical. As I explained in my understanding the 12 personnel offense, you can run the ball and get vertical, just as they did in 2012 with the late Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, man, speaking of which, look at San Francisco, what they just did by adding Reed to Kittle.
Yep, if Reed can stay healthy, he's a great player. He's a great receiving back. His durability is his question, since he was a quarterback that switched to tight end, but he still has a quarterback's, I guess, durability because he gets hurt a lot. But he's very athletic and can make plays. Just ask Lovie Smith and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you like that game up in Washington. That haunts my memory still. And I know we got Alex Fleming down there in the box. We'll get him here in a second. Alex Fleming. The flamethrower, Yoga Flame, with the flamethrower. Yep, with Turf Talk, Know Your Enemy. The man's got many names. He's like Jesus. You got so many names. What do you want to call him? He's like Jesus. He's got many names all around. But all of that. Did you see the wings I put up, Johnny? Look, do you see those wings? Man, does Tracy see that? You'll fall asleep eating that. I don't even thinking about a lap dance after that plate of wings. Alex Fleming.
Bro, if we take anybody to Magic City and they have a plate like that, I'm telling you.
I've been craving Publix chicken, man.
Alex, Johnny said he's claiming. He said he's craving Publix chicken, let alone Magic City wings.
What about Winn-Dixie? They got some pretty good wings too.
I'll let Alex get in there, man. I'll talk to y'all later.
Appreciate it, Johnny. Stay safe, guys. Have a good day, Tracy. Alex Fleming, the flamethrower. Go ahead, brother. I know you got a short amount of time. You got to go to work here.
Yes. I just wanted to say shout out and one love to Blake Anthony for keeping it real and producing. Each and every week he produces. He knows formations. He knows the game. He gets the interviews. I just don't understand. Where is the love? We need people to break down football. We need cats like you, dog, keeping it real in a time where there's a lot of fake.
My motto was always fake is the new real, and I don't fit in. But neither to say there's a lot of that. That's why you got to keep your cliques tight. You got to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. But I can't wait for the season to get going on so I can break down more films and stuff like that, because it was really fun breaking down the 12 personnel and things like that. Of course, talking about football and stuff like that and the 12 personnel, because a lot of people don't really know too much about it. And then again, not too many teams run the 12 personnel unless they're just strictly running or don't have the assets to run the offense in its full capacity. But yes, it's definitely fun breaking down video. And then we got you adding politics and football. And then you back with the Orlando Magic's talking basketball. I know that's exciting. I've missed seeing your show with you and Eric on there talking basketball, talking to all the coaches and players and things like that. And as always, I'm Sports Talk49, so you know what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about NBA with the LA Lakers clinching up the first spot, which in a dominant fashion destroyed Utah. Let's look at my name now.
Utah played scared, bro. Utah was looking scary second half.
Oh, Gobert couldn't handle. Why is his name slipping my mind? The center for Lakers, the big guy that came from the Pelicans.
Dwight Howard?
No, the other one. Who?
Anthony Davis had 42.
Anthony Davis.
42 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals. He was quite dominant. But yeah, no, Utah's not a contender. Now, I don't know where all this talk of Houston being a contender came from, because they don't have a big man. They just have 2 dominant guards. I think the Clippers have the fast track in that. But I just wanted to talk to you about the 12 personnel. Do you see the Tampa Bay offense using the T formation this year, or sticking a running back at wide receiver?
Yep. I think Christopher Cole was just in there talking about that. He was just, I don't know if you saw, he was, man, you great minds think alike. He was just talking about he said the T formation. That's what I said. I think Alex Fleming, we were talking off air. We were just talking about that, literally just talking about that. And I said, it's a possibility. I don't really think that you'll have all three guys in the backfield. Is it a possibility? Yeah, they could do it. But are you asking me realistically? I don't really think anybody really does that. And if they do, they'll come out in it and then motion out to something else. But I believe there'll be three backs on the field sometimes. New England's done it already. And they'll motion and they'll come in motion, run screens out of it, run running back screens, run wide receiver screens with the running backs. And you got the running backs that are agile enough with Ronald Jones and LeSean McCoy that are just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than wideouts in open field. Especially Ronald Jones in open space is dangerous. The same thing with LeSean McCoy. It's just getting Rojo into space. But when he's in space, he's a problem. But LeSean McCoy is what he's good at is he's elusive and he'll find ways to find cracks in the defense and get yards, and that's all you really need. And his interview today, which is I'm glad you're here, you and Joshua Cole Allen were there. I know you didn't get a chance to speak, but Josh did, asking LeSean McCoy about his role, and LeSean has a great attitude. He didn't produce in the Super Bowl. He recognizes that, so he really has nothing to really complain about or demand because he really didn't contribute to the Super Bowl win last year. Yeah, it was nice that you won with the guy that drafted you from Philadelphia. That's cool, but he wants to go win it on his own and contribute. And if it, like you said, if it comes with 5 or 10 carries a game, or I believe it'll be more receptions than carries, because you're going to have to hand him the ball because when he's in the game, the defense is going to go, okay, Shady's in. They're not going to run the ball with him. You're going to have to run the ball with him kind of sort of. So you can set up screens and wide receiver passes and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so, I mean, it's a possibility that they could run the T offense.
I'm glad you mentioned that Joshua Cole Allen and myself were both in that little watch party in the Zoom meeting. I didn't get to ask a question, but then again, I let my writing do my talking for me. And then whenever I'm on live with you or Peter Blake or anybody else who'll have me, I keep it 100% real. I think that's probably they wouldn't let me ask a question. Guys, Blake, thank you for having me. One love. Spread the word, brother. Spread the knowledge. I'm out.
Yep. Flamethrowers out. Just gonna burn me and dip out. That's just rude, man. That's just rude. He gets no lemon pepper wings. Peter, don't give him one damn wing. If you're just tuning in, this is Sports Talk Live every Tuesday at 3:30 live on BucsReport.com. Follow the 65,000 on Facebook. Check out all the other great shows here. You got Joshua Cole Allen coming up later on in the week. But today you got the A Gap. You got Al Keck, the legendary Al Keck. I ain't going to say your years of service, Al. I ain't going to say that. It's like being an old Army veteran. I'm not going to say years of service, or just say veteran or legendary status. That's how you properly give somebody older credit. You say legendary. That works. And then, of course, you finish the night with Peter Blake. Will go on 125%. Usually 120, but I'll say 125. And he'll have his guest on and everybody today. Again, also make sure to check out all the other great shows and the sponsor, mycannabiscard.com. We'll get him rolling with his own promo stuff like that. It's great to have it. Al Keck's got his show. I can't remember. It's a bar. My memory's slipping here. He's got his own sponsors and everybody here. It is great to see the community giving back to us and to us and things like that, because I know you guys see me on Peter's show, my advertisement with the Feed in Tampa Bay, which Elijah Khan was the winner of the jersey. And if he's not, I'll move on to the next person to give that away. And I will have the Tom Brady jersey to give away too in the future for another charity. You guys will know about that because you guys try to give back to the community because it's important, and it's always something I wanted to do as a player or whatever my situation was. I just want to find something that I find interesting to give in, or something I might not get into. And like Peter had successful jocks, Sean Murphy Bunting's mother on there, I believe her name was Kim, if I'm not mistaken, on here, and people just doing things in the community. You don't have to be a superstar. You don't have to be somebody with clout or some type of status. Your status is what you make it out to be. the people that need to see the good things that you're doing aren't on social media. If you get what I'm saying, I'm not trying to be too biblical and things like that. Because at the end of the day, everything you've done will be brought up later. But it's great to give back to people and things like that. Let me get to the I don't want to steal Peter's line. The web. I got to come up with my own. The sports talk folk. I don't know. Christopher Cole, Dari, Rojo, and Shady in the T formations. It's possible. What's up, Alex? The flamethrower, Yoga Flame. I got to show you all the little video, of Dalsine from Street Fighter when he does the Yoga Flame. I know y'all remember that. So I put Alex as he be spitting hot fire, always coming in, talking his trash and getting out of there. I said everybody here at BR has their own type of personalities, and it tends to work out. Do we all get along and agree all the time? No, but it's not fun if we all agree all the time. And we love and appreciate everybody here and everybody that supports us. But Alex got me talking. Let me get to some fun stuff. As I said, I have live video. Well, it's not live. Let me take that back. People just love to say live. And I'm one of them. For some reason, when you say live, it makes you feel like you're giving away something exclusive. You know what I mean? When you say live, even though it's not live. Let me give you already recorded first practice, Tom Brady, Blaine Gabbert back from injury, throwing to the wide receivers and tight ends. And let me stop talking and start showing. Check it out.
All right, babe, on one. Good. Go. Boy.
There it is. Live practice. Quick clip, but I wanted to see you. Joshua Cole Allen. The audible with Joshua Cole Allen. I can't do it like his voice. I tried my best, Josh. Your buddy's just got that. They say I got a radio voice. He got that smooth jazz voice. I'm just the quiet storm of all those show up in New York. I never lived in New York. They just say that's the voice I got. Again, if you're tuning in, which a lot of you guys will watch later, you're tuning in on Sports Talk 49 live every Tuesday at 3:30 till the season starts. That'll be twice a week. Recap, then pregame, the status, the game plan going into the next game, the opponent. Phone lines are up. If you guys want to call in, 727-475-1882. By all means, you can call in and throw your 2 cents in and dip out. I know you guys are at work and things like that, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But I'm going to move down the list because I get so sidetracked when people come on. You know what I mean? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson buys the XFL. How do you feel about that? Well, I feel that the right guy took it over. I think The Rock will come with a different perspective. Man, if you know the history of The Rock in Tampa, well, of course, it's XFL. Tampa has a team, but it's not just that. But when The Rock was kicked out of the CFL, was cut from the team, and he was on his way to Tampa to see his father, which was out here in Tampa. The CFL coach called him back. They actually give him another chance. And The Rock said no. And The Rock's father told him it was the biggest mistake of his life. Well, future moves forward and all that. Obviously, it wasn't. Worked out for him. Big-time wrestling name. Big-time actor. One of the best. Worked hard. Earned every dollar. Great guy in the community as far as I know. And wants to give back. And I think he's going to put that. And the reason I bring that up is I think he's going to bring the same passion to the XFL and try to give these guys that were just like him a chance to make an NFL roster, a chance to make a name for themselves, or a chance to self-promote and put themselves out there and get some tape for people to look at him. And I think that's the effort he's going to put in. Let me check my notes. And I believe his other investment partners, and he said he bought it for $15 million. It's, of course, The Rock, Danny Garcia, Redbird Capital. Buy XFL for $15 million. So XFL is going to give it another try for the third time. Sadly, season was cut short, and dismantled by the coronavirus pandemic, which stopped all sports at the time. And XFL was really entertaining and gave us something to watch that wasn't, in the NFL season. And you also got to see a lot of names out there that, were kind of forgotten, like Oakman out of Baylor. He was out there playing, and a lot of other guys. Of course, you got my Tar Heels, Elijah Hood that was out there. Guys that, probably made bad decisions to come out early or had situations happen to them. They got another chance to get on stage and show people that they could still produce, show people that they could still play and be viable in a football setting. But it's crazy how things turn out like that, the way things happen. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Christopher Cole should part with the NFL. I mean, the question is, would the NFL partner with him? NFL has more to lose than he does. NFL owns a day of the week, but I get your point, Christopher. I'm not trying to shoot you down, just saying. Yeah, that's just how it is. Joseph Johnson, 2 years. Christopher Cole, how many years do you think Brady is going to play? Okay, I see where you're talking about. As far as I know, they're both going to be here for 2 years. I mean, unless Gronk was to keep playing. I know he's really excited because his mom can actually – it's not as long commute for his mom to actually come to his games and watch his play besides going up to Foxborough via flight. Okay, yeah, Misador got out of here. I know he works this time of the day. And again, of course, congratulations, Elijah. And make sure to always check out Joshua Cole Allen, all these other guys here on Bucs Report, and check out their shows. Like I said, we got 3 other shows coming here tonight. As you had one before me with Nick Citro. Will ask me anything. I have to come behind the legendary Twitter expert and Nick Citro. Don't you mount the pressure that is on my shoulders that I got to come behind Nick Citro. I got to come behind the guy that Pat McAfee was doubting. I got to come behind the guy that Pittsburgh Nation was coming after, trying to rip his head off, calling him discreditable. I wasn't gonna let my boy go down like that. So I had to make some few phone calls and verify his story again. By this phone call was actually out of their camp. So whatever. And then later on, they were interested in Andy Dalton, but you weren't interested in a quarterback before. Like you see where these stories turn up. All funny. You were never interested in a veteran quarterback, but the second Andy Dalton came on, you were taking a look at him like, whatever. Moving on. I think it's a good idea with The Rock taking over the XFL, and I think he's going to bring a lot of passion and all that. And it can actually be like Ballers, the TV series. I think that has a lot to do with it too. Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, who knows? They got a deal. If you smell, with The Rock is cooking. Tell him, Josh, if you smell. Can't do it too early. Still a little sleepy. Everybody knows I work at nights. I can't do the people's eyebrow like I used to right now. Like I'm kind of looking cockeyed and doing it, and I don't want to look like that in front of you guys. My mother and all my dad looking at me like that, and they look at me like I'm crazy here, like I've had too many shots of espresso. Only the one side of my brain is working properly because my one eyebrow is the only one I can move up. You know what I'm saying? Cameron Jordan's comments. When does Cameron Jordan not comment? He's a sarcastic ass, which I am too, which a lot of people are. And we had fun. Well, I mean, what is he supposed to say? He says what he should say, but he talks trash. And Donovan Smith hasn't given him a reason to shut his mouth. I told him that Donovan Smith should take a personal foul penalty to set a what's going to happen this game. You ain't just going to walk over me and walk me back to the quarterback. Oop, got a call coming in. Call you live on Sports Talk 49. Who are you and where you calling from?
Hey, this is Deshaun Tisdale calling from Gwinnett County, Georgia. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man? They should call you the Quiet Storm because you definitely got that radio's voice.
Hey, man. I'm just hoping that we have some football, man. I'm seeing people shut down, and I'm ready. Hey, here's what I'm waiting for. I had my son just go switch this on the PS4 right now. I want to see what Shady looks like in some of these situations. To be honest with you, that the I've seen what's the rookie, the running back rookie on some of the demos. You see where he's getting a lot of little spurts. You know, he's getting a lot of little 7, 15-yard runs. So I definitely want to see what Shady looks like with this offense. And when you first put Johnson, the wide receiver rookie, out there at 3, he looked amazing. And for all the Madden players out there, you know, I'm looking to see what Shady looks like on the team. Obviously, you won't get the stats, but collectively, the team, just the numbers on the team collectively, it's hard to keep this team down from the video game aspect on that side. But I love to see where the rubber meets the road. Real life, just seeing Tom Brady work. Can you tell me a little bit about what you've seen so far? With, you know, I know you got a little more insight than what we can see, even though I'm flipping around a bunch of channels and stuff like that, follow people on Twitter. What did you see so far? Obviously, it's not the same 2020, you know, COVID effect, but what are you seeing that tells you this is definitely different if it can happen, Blake?
You talking about with the addition of LeSean McCoy?
Well, just the Brady effect.
Oh, okay.
Have you noticed the way like camp was moving? I just want to get your take on, because I know what I'm seeing, and I'm, you know, just regular fan and, you know, player. I play semi-pro, I play college ball, you know, and I know what I'm seeing out of the leadership and out of just the way the guys seem to be standing around and moving versus being a Bucs fan and watching every one of our practices, anything that, you know, we put on film or anybody else puts on film anywhere, you know, I'm watching, I'm all over, you know, Bucs Report, I'm all over Coach Bell, I'm all over tons of anything that's Buccaneers, you know, I'm with it. And so I'm catching film from a lot of different angles, and I'm seeing guys in the background. So I'm looking at Brady throw, and I'm watching dudes in the background like they're at school. They're not joking, they're not hee-heeing. They're like they got that coach that's going to make you run, you know, 100-yard sprints, or if you get caught talking. That's what they look like now. And if we rewind and watch some of the preseason Jameis, you see dudes in the back playing. Remember, we had Batman running around on our defensive tackle, you know, and Gerald McCoy. It seems to be different right now. It definitely seems to be different. It's not just the Kool-Aid, but I'm talking about the way these men are acting. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, I got you. I like that. You gave a pretty good rundown of it. What I'm seeing the same exact thing. And as I talked to, I know I've talked to Ben Jarvis. If you didn't hear that interview, I can send it to you in your email or send it to your Twitter. Because Ben Jarvis gives a real breakdown of what Tom Brady's really like. I think Tom Brady took a lot from Bill Belichick. I would add that comparison when Ben Jarvis said that. He reads books and takes quotes from them. And as Ben Jarvis still to this day, and I talk to him just about every day, he said he still remembers the one thing Tom Brady told him, because Tom Brady was his first leader. And that's one pretty damn good one to have. If you only lost, 6 to 7 games your entire NFL career, as I'm talking about as far as Ben Jarvis with Tom Brady. But Tom Brady says things, and this is Ben Jarvis, an undrafted player, which a lot of these guys are going to miss out without having preseason. He told him, if you always do what you always done, you always get what you always got. And he still remembers that to this.
I heard the interview. Yeah, that quote was like, ooh, when you hear that quote, if you have, everybody doesn't have that thing in, you know. I'm lucky to be one that I would say I've had that thing and I can get juiced up. And as I watch the younger kids now, my son is going through it, and other kids that I'll coach and stuff like that. There's a couple of players that have that juice in them, and those comments, people don't realize is, you know, the rah-rah at the beginning of the game, that's 5 minutes in. You know, then what you practice all week takes effect. You know, so those things that you can have that are like staples, that people can make these comments and staples, and they post them from literature all over. These are clever and smart individuals who pull these comments, but guess what? They rile people up the first time those words were put together, and they'll continue to rile people up for many, many years to come. You know, when I heard it, I was like, "Ooh, that's a good one." You know.
And it obviously took effect. He still remembers it to this day and thinks about it, what he told him, and that's why he strives to do what he's, you know, try to reach expectations and things that he's never tried before. Because if you never tried to move better and be better, you'll never get better with anything. But to back on what you were talking about, yes, you see focus, And I think you as a player, if you just think back to the times that you played, when you know you have a chance of winning a state title or a college championship, a college playoff game, or a big bowl game, or whatever it is, you have an extra pep in your step. You want to take that extra workout. You're going to rest when you need to rest. You're not going to be out at the club. You're not going to be out dancing on boats and things like that. You're going to be focusing on the craft. And I think Tom Brady has the resume enough. I've seen him go on Twitter and write, I think there was a defensive end out of Michigan, and he was on Twitter goofing around. And you see Tom Brady's comment on his Twitter, not his Twitter, but his IG account said, "Study the playbook." And that's all he said to him, because he sees he's online goofing off instead of reading the playbook. And like I said before, his resume is already there, that if he's going to put forth all this effort, and he's sometimes twice or half some of these people's age, and he's putting in that work effort, that you got to do the same thing. You got to know what we're talking about. And Ben Jarvis said one thing critical, as Tom Shaw said before, that also won 3 Super Bowls. Tom Shaw won 3 Super Bowls, and I've talked to him a lot. What he says, they don't have time to tell you something 1,000 times. They need you to understand it, grasp it, so we can move on to the next thing. So in the game, instead of unlike when we had Dirk Cutter here, where there were no variations from half to half and game time adjustments weren't being done, which was horrific. And I'm not going to go down that terrible path because it's just painful to remember some of that. They're changing per possessions. They're not waiting to have. They're changing per possessions, and that kind of mentality is going to come to this team. And I think somebody said earlier, OJ is finally going to be playing slot. Yeah, he's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be as athletic as Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez was a beast at that Y spot, as I break down in the 12 personnel position. Rob's going to be playing the H. OJ and Brady will be playing that Y position, which is that kind of guy that's not really on the line of scrimmage at the end, but kind of, sort of, where he can still block and still go out for passes.
Jimmy Graham. I think actually OJ Howard is going to benefit. So now I'm going to take this away from that, because I did read the 12 personnel, like I said before on Twitter. You guys, if you haven't heard it, check it out. The 12 personnel article was the article. But I went over it. Me and my son were going over it. We were just talking about 12 personnel and just how we read stuff and we're reading defenses, and just, kind of making them a student in the game. And when we went over it, I was like, listen, some people that are more tight end-esque may not do as well. Like, I think Brady is more of a tight end in his athleticism, where OJ is more of the Y in his athleticism. So he's going to benefit a little bit more from this 12 personnel look.
Correct.
Which is going to be great. I think both of them will do well, because Brady tends to put people in really good situations where, and not to be the dead horse, if we would have had Jameis back, I would have just hoped that, getting everything fixed and getting his eyesight fixed and things of that nature would have made him better this season. We had Brady. I'm a fan of a team. I like players that are on my team, and I like players that are not on my team, but I'm a Buccaneer fan, so I root for the players that we have.
Right.
So, no knock against Jameis. Wish him all the best. And he's a man out here trying to provide for his family and leave a legacy, and, all the best to him. But right now, I'm Tom Brady fan, and because he's the Buccaneers starting quarterback, and that's what I want to see.
That's pretty much what you got to roll with. It is what it is now, regardless how you felt about Jameis. He's in New Orleans, backing up one of his favorite quarterbacks. He loves Drew Brees and was in constant contact with him for his entire career here. So he really didn't have a huge support system, and sadly he had to go to a guy in his division to get tips and ideas from. But that's a whole nother conversation on development of players and things like that in Tampa Bay, which we've had a long issue.
Which we don't do. You know it. Al Tech said it. I think everybody on Bucs Report kind of agrees. We really don't develop players. Occasionally we'll pick up a gem. Occasionally we'll pick up a player that's just that type of player that can go with them. But we generally, over the years, and I've been with the Bucs since Darryl Talley came from the Bills in '93, and since then we don't develop players. We may draft a good player depending on who's making that pick for us, like we did with a Staff or Brooks and players like that. But generally, as far as development, we've never. And many coaches' staffs have passed. You tell me what player that you've seen, and when I say develop, I mean truly develop. because I think Blake, you and maybe someone else called Chris Godwin pre-draft.
That was me.
How great this kid was going to be.
I was me.
Yeah,
I was looking for that article.
When that happened,
that was me.
That's what I'm saying. When that happened, that player is already that. He's going to break out somewhere. He just needs the opportunity. That's not us developing, and we've had a couple pieces like that, but we seem to take and no knock on this guy, we seem to take the Keyshawn Johnson, the Mike Williams. Do you remember we had Mike Williams at our number one?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was, like just think that Mike Williams, he was not Mike. Like what? You know, he was the number one for us, and we really, rolled him out there and went with that. And it was like, oh man, he's not true. When he left us, where did he go?
Buffalo.
When we talk about evaluating talent, like we had the kid from Nebraska, Bell.
Oh God, it was supposed to be speed receiver. It was Kenny Bell. Supposed to be a speed receiver.
Yeah, it had hands. I don't know, and sometimes that's like you don't fit with this guy's system. I mean, NFL works both ways, just like they're doing all the stuff with the players right now. NFL definitely works both ways. So you get the fact that you don't pick teams and you get picked by a team. You would hope that your position coach is the one who's making the pick, and not just a head coach or someone else saying, "Hey, use this guy." Because if that happens, I know all too well that you're not going to get played because the head coach or someone else is who's requesting you, but the position coach is not playing you, and vice versa would work as well. But I just love to see us come out this year. I'm gonna get off and let somebody else talk, but quick, if you could give me your response to where do you think Definity is going to be at? There's not a lot of depth outside for us. I don't know what's going on with JPP. I know you saw me comment on Twitter about this whole surgery or whatever. Yeah, I'm hopeful that he's going to be back, but where we at behind him? Is Anthony Nelson already call master, but does he need real game time? Because right now he's been being William Golston. Previously last season, he's just been being William Golston. We need him to be massive. That's what he was brought in for, but he's been being Golston, good against the run. And then he doesn't have the seat time either. Where do you think we're at? I'll get off and listen. Just let me know. And hey, once again, go Bucs.
Always appreciate you calling in, Sean. Sean Tisdale is always giving. I love that guy, man. He gives great insight and talks to his son. I love seeing parents and their kids and getting involved in their lives and trying to teach them things. And I think that's a issue in America. Fatherless homes. Oh, got watery and stuff. Eyes got watery. But if you're just tuning in, this is Sports Talk49 live on BucsReport.com. Always here every Tuesday at 3:30 till the season starts. It's going to be twice a week. Still can't compete with Peter 5 days, but 2 will work. So to answer his, I beat this a dead horse. Well, first let me answer the first part. He's right. I was the one that said Godwin in the 3rd round, the exact round that they drafted it in, and I used the same exact words I used for Mike Divinity Jr. I said this guy doesn't do a whole lot of things that stand out as he's a speed guy. He runs great routes. He does this. I said he does a lot of small things great that make the overall performance good. And sometimes I get my words jumbled, don't come out, but I'm coming out good now. So I'm focused. And it's the same thing I said for Mike Divinity. Played on a really good LSU team for a year, played a lot of reps for that team for 3 or 4 years he was there. I can't remember exactly. And he stood out, never gave up a lot of big plays, didn't make a whole lot of splash, but he was constantly around the ball. He was constantly where he was supposed to be and making plays. And just because you're not making the 10 interceptions, the 5 interceptions, the sacks or things like that, that doesn't mean you're not productive. You're still doing your job. Like if it's your job to turn the ball back inside on a zone, on a wide zone or a tall sweep or a screen play and somebody else makes the tackle, just because he didn't make the tackle means you weren't productive in that game at all. He did his job, and then everybody else cleaned up. That's the things that you have to separate in football, and it's hard. There's not really a stat for that. And Mike Divinity Jr. was one of those guys that made a lot of good plays that don't show up on the stat sheet. And he's going to get that opportunity to play here. Sadly, it won't be in any preseason game. He's going to miss those 400 to 500 reps. but it's all right. So we got the coaches. Tampa Bay's got the coaches here and got the people to develop him properly and things like that. And I think he'll get on. He's going to be a great asset to this team. I called, like I said, Deshaun was right. It was literally they drafted him exactly where I said they would draft him, the 3rd round, Chris Godwin, and nobody was thinking about this guy. And I ended up watching that bowl game where he destroyed Adoree Jackson that plays out in Tennessee that was drafted in the 1st round. Straight up destroyed him. And Adoree Jackson is, I don't know whether you want to give a Madden rating to it, but he's a lot faster than Chris Godwin, which shows you again that top end speed doesn't result in separation. It's running great routes and playing your defender, like when I'm saying playing, like fooling him. Misconceptions. There we go. Like misconception. That's why I like Denzel Mims a lot. Body movement, rubbing and getting off and creating separation. Doesn't have to be top end speed, man. It's all about learning how to create separation. I believe if Larry Fitzgerald was on here right now, he would agree with me. And that's all you have to do. Speed is good and all. It does have its pros, especially when you're creating gaps and coverages and things like that where people know they can't let a certain player get by them because they'll be him deep. But let me get to the other part. There I go with that rambling thing again. What Deshaun said about depth, I've said it 1,000 times. Johnny said it on the offensive side. The depth sucks on the defensive line. And Khalil Davis really has to come out to shut me up about that because anybody else does behind who we got starting that aren't named, the amount of sacks behind the guys that aren't named JPP and Shaquille Barrett are 7 sacks total. That's everybody that's not named JPP or Shaq Barrett. 7 sacks total between everybody else that's not named those two. That's not a lot of production coming from somebody else that's not named them. And when JPP was out and the teams knew that all he had to do was focus on Shaq Barrett, he went those couple of games where there were no sacks. And that's what Tampa Bay can't let happen because they're going to watch tape just like I'm going to watch tape and figure out ways to stop them. Vita Vea can only do so much. He's going to make those plays where somebody else is going to come free and you're going to get sacks, et cetera, et cetera. But it can't be just him because his main job is to take on double teams. And when he gets singled up, break free and try to get, pressures and hurries and things like that. But threats got to come by more people because they can't play 100% of the game every game. They're going to get hurt. They're going to get banged up. They're going to need time off. And those guys that come in are going to have to produce. Anthony Nelson, William Gossel's predominantly going to be used on rundowns. But I've said it before, and you'll hear me say it again. Khalil Davis will get more snaps than William Gosel once they find out if Khalil Davis can run penetrate better than him. But right now, William Gosel is the better run penetrator. But only thing everybody looks at is pass rush, and Khalil Davis is at the 2 checks over that. And I believe he will get more reps than William Gosel. I've said it before, and I said it again. I'll make outlandish statements. I've been it before. I've been right. And I'm not afraid if I'm wrong. I won't hide. I just make observations. Again, if you're just tuning in, Sports Talk49 live on Bucksport.com. I hope I answered your question, Deshaun. I know we only got a couple minutes left, a minute left. We talked about NBA. I want to make sure to get through my list. NBA and the Rays. The Rays are 4-6. They're 4th in the AL East, kind of on a snide right now. Fans are getting down on them. They got time to turn it around, with the Yankees being I believe 8-1 right now, or 7-1 or 6-1, something like that right now. Don't quote me on that, but with everybody dealing with this COVID stuff and things like that in baseball, trying to get back in full motion, full swing, and do everything. So don't get down on them. Rays have done great past 2 seasons with the most underdeveloped team and shortened payroll. So give those guys a break. They're trying their best. That's pretty much it I think I got for today. I wanted Deshaun give me a lot to think about and things like that. Make sure to check out later on YouTube, the A Gap. And make sure to check out Al Keck later and Peter Blake. So you got 3 great shows, 3 great shows later on. One a YouTube exclusive and the other right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and then a lot and shot on the Landry Football Network. I believe me and Chris Landry have a whole lot to talk about as far as, tape and breaking down personnel stuff. Like he says a lot of stuff that I think about, and when I watch him on there, it's just I've always been a student of the game, and I like hearing guys in perspective. And he has far more in depth with teams recruiting him as far as scouting players and things like that, as far as college football and things like that, which I look at a lot too when I look at college football. It's really cool having those guys around in your corner, offering insight. Al Keck, try to learn things from that guy. Obviously, I could never be Al Keck, nor do I want to be. I want to try to be, be yourself and then, be your best at it. Peter does a great job as always. He has the passion, and that what drives the heartbeat, of Bucs Report along with everybody else here. Again, congratulations, Elijah Kahn, winning the Mike Evans jersey, Tampa Bay. I appreciate your donation to helping them out with this coronavirus relief effort with people losing jobs and have to needing help with feeding their families and kids being out of school and them eating at school lunch because they're out and they can't. It was great. And I'm really happy we got that off and rolling and happy that people contributed to that. And so I have another one going. Not sure what it's going to be, but I'll have something going on, and it'll be a Tom Brady jersey, a red Tom Brady jersey. I'll give away, but I'll keep you guys updated what it's going to be and things like that. But make sure to check out all the other shows here on Bucs Report. Christopher Cole, Ask Me Anything. He shoots every Tuesday at 2 p.m. I wanted to make sure I answered that question before I got out of here. That's pretty much it. I think I got through everything. Got through all the videos, all that. Deshaun always bringing the flavor. I got to the wings, the lemon pepper. I know Peter's going to talk about wings again because I know Peter loves wings. And that's it. And we'll end it. That was what we always do. You're the master of everything what you do. You're the master of everything what you do with your life. What you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless. Appreciate all the love and support and everything you guys do here with Bucs Report every night, 7 days a week, because we're always here. I'm Blake Anthony. This is Sports Staff 49. Fire those cannons. God bless, guys. Stay safe. Mask up. And be with your families.
Mike here from Tires to Go, and today I'm going to inform you about the amazing tools that Tires to Go provide to get the customers what they need. As you know, we have the real same as cash, but we also have Snap financing. We use Snap pretty much to provide the customers the same equipment as they were buying cash on payments. Isn't that amazing? Pretty much what we do, you come indoors, we get you the application right away, we'll get you approved, and we'll get you the safe, affordable tires that you need, and pay it off in 3 months. Simple, easy, affordable. Why not come to Tires to Go, where you get the real, same as cash.
At Life's a Beach Realty, we're all about life on the beach. Stunning Panama City Beach and one of the most beautiful properties on the Gulf Coast, Shores of Panama. Radiant, elegant, and spectacular. Steps away from white sugar sand, every room overlooks the turquoise of the Gulf of Mexico. Come in for your tour today. Life's a Beach Realty is your gateway to Shores of Panama, the shores, and a whole lot more.